concert. This is Ed McMahon along with Tommy Newsom and the NBC Orchestra inviting you to join Johnny and his guests from Night Court, John Larroquette, model Paulina Porizkova, and the music of Kenny G. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
Thank you. Come on, folks. Come over here. Look. Gee. Look, look, you're a lovely audience. Have you ever thought of taking this up professionally? You know, you can go from show to show and whoop it up. What have you been doing to them?
They're great. They're ready.
Galvanized into action. By the way, where's Doc tonight? Nobody told me that he was going to be gone. It throws me when I walk out and see you there.
Yes, I can understand that.
What's he do? Is he working somewhere?
He's on the way to Milwaukee.
Milwaukee?
Milwaukee.
What's he doing back there?
He's going for the playoffs.
Oh, really?
No, he's working with the symphony.
Why do I bother with this? By the way, if I die during the monologue tonight, I promised Bob Woodward one last interview. No, playoffs are in San Francisco. Playoffs, you threw me there in Milwaukee. They're in San Francisco, right?
Minnesota.
Yeah, I know, but they're in San Francisco now, right?
Minnesota. No, it's American League is in Minnesota.
Yeah, I know that.
Oh, yes.
But don't they have baseball playoffs in San Francisco?
National League. Tomorrow.
Thank you, Brent Musburger. Don't you have a dark suit?
I do, but this is only half of it.
Star 0, Newsom 5. Are you all calmed down now after the earthquake? Our audiences in here the first couple of days after that were a little, you know, the building would just shake a little bit and they got panicky, but I'll tell you, the earthquake was very difficult on Ed McMahon. Ed had to notify every single person on that mailing list that he's okay. You must be busy. Well, anyway, back in Washington, I guess the big item is Judge Bork. Possibly not going to be, I guess, Supreme Judge Bork. No, this is not political. But everybody at the president admits that his nomination is probably going to be lost in the Senate. But Reagan said the other day, over his dead body, stands behind it. Reagan is stubborn, I'll tell you that. Reagan is still backing Douglas in the Lincoln-Douglas debates. No, they said it's probably going to be turned down in the Senate. And Bork turned to Reagan today and said, see, I told you this one-man, one-vote thing was a bad idea. I knew that was a marginal joke, but for those of you who know what I'm talking about, it's a good joke. It's not a total loss for Bork. He has an offer to fill in for Judge Wapner on Monday night. Why don't we... I'll bet this country could get a petition together to get Joe Wapner on the Supreme Court. That's right. If he can do as well with a guy who doesn't return a lawnmower or a sprinkler that's in the other guy's property, he can solve all those cases. Bork is still not out, though. I understand he's going to be replaced on the Supreme Court by a scab judge from Dance Fever. Now, here's the latest. The poor people who run for... Would you want to run for public office today? Not anymore. Because as soon as you say you're going to run for any... especially president, they find out everything that's ever happened in your life. Did you see what happened to Pat Robertson today? Presidential candidate Pat Robertson admitted that his first child was conceived before he was married. Not the biggest thing in the world, right? But he came out and admitted it. He's the first candidate to get into trouble for having sex with his wife. I mean, and in a related story, Jim Baker admitted having premarital sex with Tammy, but no postmarital. It was... Now, I feel sorry. Pat Robbins is a nice man. They say he thinks like a Democrat, but he acts... No, he thinks like a Republican, but acts... Well, that joke is right in the toilet. What I was going to say, people say he thinks like a Republican, but acts like a Democrat. Didn't make any difference, did it? Other candidates, I guess now, are rushing to confess misdeeds from a long time ago before the reporters get wise and publish it. George Bush came out today and admitted that once in college, he wore dimes in his penny loafers. Now, speaking of all this going on, Jerry Falwell today is the first casualty of the PTL's new season. Falwell announced that he is quitting the PTL. Yeah. Poor Jerry, he hasn't been the same since he went down that water slide and liked it. No, I don't. What's going on? There are a lot of crazy things going on in this country. Do you know that Jim and Tammy now have a phone number that you can call? I think it costs $1.50, and Jim and Tammy apparently get 25 cents out of every call that is made. And they will tell you on this recorded message their side of the story. And you can also order Tammy's new single. Good move. Now, you hear that, you get a telephone conversation. Now, Jerry's story you can hear on TV. Tammy's version on the telephone. Jessica Hahn in Playboy, right? And in case you're interested, God's opinion of the whole thing is soon coming out in book form. So you'll get a long show. Did you see this on the news last night? That in 1983, they're developing, I guess the United States is developing a new airplane that will fly from New York to Tokyo, and you know how long it'll take? You saw it, right? 2 hours. Goes in 1993, and part of the trip you spend in orbit, which means that the people will be weightless for part of that trip. Whew. Boy, if you think of using an airline restroom as unpleasant now... Anyway, tonight we got a good show. From Night Court, we have John Larroquette, who's here this evening. A beautiful young lady. She is probably the top model in the world. I just met her backstage. Her name is Paulina Porizkova. She is with us tonight. New young comedian Jan Karam and Kenny G. And as usual, here we are with you.
Kodak here has an amazing trick to show you. Now, all he needs is this bag of Alpo beef flavored dinner with more protein than 10 pounds of steak and the real beef taste that he loves. Now, before our very eyes, he's making that bowl of Alpo disappear. Proof, once again, that the hound is quicker than the eye. Alpo beef flavored dinner. It eats like steak, but costs like ordinary dry.
I was John Wayne's wife for 25 years. Why was our love story more gripping than a movie?
Inquiring minds want to know.
I want to know. How did he show his true grit as he battled cancer? It's in my book. only in the National Enquirer.
How can you get more energy? Why is Robert De Niro lovesick over Whitney Houston? Find out in the Enquirer. Over 100 features for people with inquiring minds.
Like me.
It's Vision Optical's Fall Eyewear Sale. 25% off all designer, fashion, and contemporary eyewear. Includes frames and lenses. 25% off all contact lenses, from soft daily wear to extended and tinted styles. And with Vision Optical's OptiFast 1-hour service, you can have your new fall look in about an hour. But hurry, because just like fall, these prices won't last long. Vision Optical, downtown Sioux City and across from the Empire Mall, Sioux Falls.
When you need health or beauty aids, think Alco discount stores. Everyday needs at dollar-saving prices. Head off the cold and flu season with savings of 25% on selected nature-made vitamins. Look for our special value 32-ounce size Finesse shampoo or conditioner with pump dispenser, $3.87 each. And Colgate shave cream, the 11-ounce size, all varieties, 4 cans for only $3. These values good at all 124 Alco discount stores through Sunday, October 18th. Everyday needs at dollar-saving prices for over 86 years.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Good audience. We have a good show tonight. We have John Larroquette. Have you met Paulina Porizkova?
No, I have not.
She is a beautiful young lady. I think she is one of the young ladies who was in about 4 of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit editions.
Mm-hmm.
Top model. It's something like $1,000 a day to model. And we have Jan Karam. We have Kenny G. And Vin Scully and his orchestra will play for us later. What do we have here? Have you watched the new shows at all?
Some of them, yes.
What have you seen that you like? Anything?
I've seen Hooperman. I like that.
That's with John Ritter?
Yeah.
That's a good show.
Yeah.
Dabney Coleman show looks pretty good.
That's a good show.
Yeah, good show. There are 24 new shows to look out for. How many of you seen a thing called Beauty and the Beast? 4 people. That kind of spells trouble. No, this is what the description is. A fable set in contemporary New York, where a subterranean-dwelling beast falls in love with a beautiful woman who lives a normal life above ground. Now, can you see going to the network and saying, I got this thing where a guy's...
Guys in the sewer.
They put it on. He comes up.
Oh.
I married Dora. How many of you have seen that show? That's interesting.
More people.
Well, this is about a widower raises his kids with the help of his savvy Salvadoran housekeeper, whom he weds to prevent her deportation. Isn't that against the law? I'm okay. Full House. Okay. A widower with 3 daughters gets help from his rock and roller brother-in-law. Legwork is a show it's on. I haven't seen that. A beautiful woman chases down bad guys as a private investigator in New York. Boy, what a winner. Have you seen Mama's Boy?
No.
A hard-nosed newspaper columnist shares a New York apartment with his brash mother. Everything's relative. 2 brothers share a New York apartment with their nagging but loving mother. Wise Guy, a federal agent good guy, is deep undercover. He's considered a bad guy by his own mother. Those are legitimate shows. Some of them have not yet, are almost ready to be canceled. For every show that they make, how many pilots would they make to get one show on the air? Anybody have any idea?
77.
Freddie says 77.
77?
Yes.
77. Every one.
But for every one that goes on, they make 77 that don't get on.
Don't make it.
How did you arrive at that figure?
I made 76 of them.
Everyone seems to be scoring very big here tonight, except moi. There are at least 77 that are made, probably hundreds, actually.
Right.
Freddie just came up with 77 to get a cheap laugh.
And he got it.
And he got it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Otherwise, we would not be here if we went for laughs we deserve. There are probably hundreds that are made. Those are the ones that got on, and some of them are already almost going off the air.
Do you know of any that didn't get on?
Yes, we do. Not only do I know some of them that didn't get on, we have actually some film, some very short film excerpts.
Right.
Now, you're going to have to watch the monitor for this, and I'll just give you a brief description, and you can make up your own mind whether you think these shows are made of. Bobby, all right, here's the first one. It was a game show in which contestants were fed a 15-course Chinese dinner. And the winner is the person who can keep his food down the longest. It's called the Wheel of Fortune cookie tossing. Okay, that's the first one. All right, now one network did a biography of an evangelist called the Oral Roberts story. In this scene, his congregation didn't send him enough quarters, so God calls his Hyundai home. We got to time everyone. Okay, that's stuck to time these. Okay, now Chuck Barris, would you believe, is back in the business. Created a game show for deceased singles called the Dead People Dating Game. Here you see a bachelor and bachelorette ghosts in the motel room after giving their dead chaperone the slip. Okay. All right, you got 3 you liked. All right, this is a one-time special. NBC nearly scheduled as a lead into the series starring Sandy Duncan entitled Valerie's Unfortunate Boat Trip. Okay. You see, we made... Wait a minute. Hold it. Don't roll them. Why are you rolling them? Back it up. No, I thought we were going to have a lead in here. Can we back it up?
Yes.
Let's back that one up.
We're backing.
Okay. That's our director, Mr. Quinn. Tonight, anyway. Let me know when you're ready, Bob.
Ready.
Okay. Journalist Bob Woodward is the host of an investigative special where he interviewed Ike and Mamie Eisenhower, who admitted they accepted lawn furniture bribes from Bartles and James. Here they are sitting on the evidence. Now we're cooking. Okay. Okay, from the makers of 30-something came this bold, brave failure called 30-0. About a guy who plays table tennis against himself to see who has to wash the dishes. All right. Now, one of the most controversial shows this season is the Vietnam series Tour of Duty. Even more controversial was this Vietnam series, Tour of Howdy Doody. In this episode, Howdy impersonates a duck decoy in an attempt to trip the enemy's #1 weapon, the elephant torpedo. That's marginal. Okay, this one coming up you're going to like. I'm betting everything on this. The farm is bet on this one. Okay, this next show takes a current sitcom and imagines what it would be like in the year 2082. It's called Cheers the Golden Years. Here you see Carl and Norman Cliff enjoying their favorite drink, Barium Light. You see? Okay. Next, you're going to see a sitcom about a woman who rubs a lamp and turns into a parrot that works in a dentist's office. Here you see her call of a patient's arm and pull a wad of cotton from his mouth. From the creator's I Dream of Jeannie comes I Dream of Dental Hygiene. Okay. Let's just take a pause here. That's why we put these on separate reels, so they wouldn't all run together. You see, what we envisioned was the laughs would be so big that on each of these, that by the time we started the next one, you would be laughing over the last one.
But you had plenty of time.
We had plenty of time. I'm going to take some of it now.
We're ready.
Okay, Bob. All right, let's see now. There was a new sports show bringing you the finest in athletic competition between formerly married men called The Wide World of Divorce Guys. In this episode, live from Bavaria, 2 strudel bakers try to yank the wedding rings off their opponent's pastry-tasting finger. And there's a winner right there. This next program combines the elements of a hospital series and game show. Now, in this one, actual dying patients get to blow their oxygen supply on the Exacta at Santa Anita. It's called You Bet Your Life Support System. ready, Bob?
Ready.
Now, even ESPN tried to broadcast an auto race set in Russia. This was the Chernobyl 500. That's right. There it is right there. And we're going to get it. We have a big finish. I know you want to stick around for that. Now, for years, 60 Minutes has been a mainstay of CBS's lineup, right? This year, they wanted to present a unique news-related show featuring one reporter's individual perspective called Dan Rather Presents. Thank you, Dan. Maybe we should have finished with that, but no, we got a better finish. Now, family series like The Cosby Show and Family Ties are so successful, one network tried a family series with an international slant called My Grandfather the Ayatollah. Here, lovable Gramps walks his grandson down to the old swimming hole where he'll teach him how to plant landmines and make a frog explode. All right, marginal, okay. Give that about a 6. If you watched the NFL games last Sunday, you saw how poorly the replacements played, right? So, they figured these same players might do better in a different televised sport called scab hockey. Okay. No. Okay. You watch Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous? So successful, they tried a spin-off called Furniture of the Rich and Famous. And this, of course, is Joan Collins' bed. We have one more for you. Our last one, a new show starring Michael Landon, set in modern-day Los Angeles. From the creators of Little House on the Prairie comes Little Condo on the Fault Line. There you are, folks. That's so fast. We can't. Not bad. Thank you. We can't take it on the road and try it out. You're the first to see it. And possibly the last. We'll be back with John Larroquette, Paulina Porizkova.
Creamy, dreamy white delight.
Rocks, creamy white. Juicy raisins, crunchy almonds, or fresh peanuts. In rich, smooth, sweet, creamy white.
Creamy, dreamy white delight.
Rocks, creamy white.
Every day, millions of batteries die an early death. They die in flashlights, cameras, radios, simply because they lost some life waiting to be bought. But only new Duracell battery packs have a freshness state that guarantees they'll live a long life, not a short one. Freshness dating from Duracell.
Burger King introduces the Bullseye Barbecue Burger. 2 plain broiled burgers with cheese and bacon topped with a Western-style barbecue sauce. The Bullseye Barbecue Burger. Get it while you can at Burger King, the best food for fast times.
That's my hat. Wear it just about every day. Doesn't look too pretty, but suits me. This is my Yellow Pages, U.S. West Direct. Use it just about every day. I've learned from experience it has more information than any other book in these parts. Now, with all that wear, doesn't look too pretty, but it suits me.
U.S. West Direct, the one that gets used.
When you taste the diet sensation, you could win a Club Med vacation. The antidote for civilization is one great takeaway. Hey! Diet Pepsi.
Club Med vacation.
Enter today to win 1-week Club Med vacations for 2 for the next 6 years.
Enjoy the Diet Pepsi sensation to win a Club Med vacation.
See store displays to win Club Med vacations from Diet Pepsi with 100% NutraSweet.
All righty. You all know each other. Nice, Night Court is a very funny, very successful show on NBC. It's on at 9:30. One of the reasons is one of the stars of that show, who's just won his 3rd Emmy for his work at Night Court. Would you welcome John Larroquette? I see.
Yeah, I ran into Johnny Cash in the alley.
Directly from directly from the set. You stole it off of Harry Anderson.
Yeah, it is
did
sort
you?
of judicial. Yeah, I didn't recognize that until a few minutes ago. That it is rather judicial, isn't it?
Yeah. Looks very nice.
It's pretty strange.
Yes, it is. All right. Well, congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. 3rd time in a row?
3rd time in a row. Bizarre.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
It's not at all.
Sort of a record, I hear.
Is it?
You know, in my category, I got a list of all the men. And, you know, it's only in 1966 did they institute the Outstanding Supporting Actor in a series. Before that, I guess it was just Best Actor. And the first 2 years, 66 and 67, Don Knotts won, I guess, for Mayberry.
I think so.
And different people in between there. And I'm the first guy to do that 3 times in a row.
Well, that's kind of nice. Do you withdraw now and then say, well, I refuse to accept anymore?
Nah.
I see. Does it make any difference? It's a strange thing about winning an Oscar, from what I understand in motion pictures. A star can win an Oscar and does not necessarily mean that all the offers come in or they get more money. Who has won an Oscar, never worked? Was it Louise Reiner for The Good Earth or something, and never really did anything after that? Does it make any difference in... Do you go to them, your agent go to them and say, hey?
Well, yeah, they would like to, you know, but it's amazing how the studio and the network and the producers just sort of shrug that off, you know. And, yeah, it's really not important, you know, the Emmys. No, they're not important. I think when you're on a series, you're tied in for so long that you really can't. I mean, it's sort of, I think, kind of cheap to go back, you know, and kind of put the statues on their desk and say, well, listen now, let's talk about this. I think in the long run, in television, it certainly helps. And you can't look at it as a mercenary activity.
Oh, sure you can.
Well, you can, yes. And I like to, but...
Now, you've been on the show. How long has the show been on?
This is its 5th year.
5th year. The way it's going, it can probably run 7, maybe 10 years.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of hard to kill it with a stick right now.
Yeah.
You know.
Are you happy to go with the show that long?
I don't think 10 years. No.
Yeah.
Ooh. I think Dan Fielding would be too old to do the things he does now if it went quite that long. But as long as it's successful and it's fun, you know, I see no reason.
But think of the syndication of that show.
You're
talking about large money, aren't you, down the line somewhere?
Yes. As a matter of fact, we start, as far as I understand, next fall. It will begin in syndication. So it'll be on in prime time and also at like 11 o'clock at night on the local stations that strip it across the country. And it adds up because there's no more production costs, right? So it's just it's all gravy from that point.
They're called serendipity?
Serendipity, yes.
Yeah, it's already done and it just comes in.
Absolutely. An annuity, I think is a good word for it.
I often wonder why networks do that. For example, NBC, our network, which has a show on, pretty successful, called Hunter, isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't that on NBC?
Yeah.
And it's a pretty hot primetime show. Is now opposite us some nights of the week on, I think, CBS. They've already sold off, I guess, the first run in syndication, and I never quite understand that. The network has a primetime show that they play on this network. They turn around and sell the reruns and put opposite one of their own shows at 11:30.
Well, I think we should talk
I don't know why I'm
about
making that statement. I guess I'm pissed.
Actually...
Sorry about that. We'll be right back. I had to get that out.
She ran her first rally at 22. At 29, she was a champion, with victories worldwide. And though Michelle Mouton has gone from rally champion to mother, one thing hasn't changed. She still drives an Audi. They say the car you drive says a lot about you, but we think the kind of people who drive our cars says a lot about Audi. When you're ready to follow your own road, you're ready for an Audi.
I'm about to offend a lot of steak lovers by covering this beautiful sirloin with ketchup. You wouldn't do that, right? Yet you'd pour ketchup on a burger. And isn't that chopped steak? Try A1 steak sauce on your burger instead of ketchup. Its herbs and spices bring out the natural flavor of steaks. It makes hamburgers taste like steak burgers. So don't cover it, discover it with A1. And save the ketchup for your fries.
Hy-Vee founders Friedenberg and Hyde placed a high value on service. That's why today, a helpful smile in every aisle remains the cornerstone of Hy-Vee service. This week, harvest sale specials include USDA Choice Round Steak, $1.48 a pound. Gold Medal flour, 77 cents. Hershey's Chocolate Chips, $1.18. And Hy-Vee Stick Margarine, 25 cents. For service you can count on, shop Hy-Vee.
Where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
Eyewear has never been more desirable or more affordable than during Edwards Optical's 30% off eyewear sale. Savings of 30% on every fashionable eyeglass frame in stock. 30% off all contact lenses. Purchase a second pair of eyeglasses with the same prescription and get 50% off the frames. Or 50% off your second pair of quality contact lenses. When you're looking for special eyewear for those special occasions, look to Edwards Optical.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, we tried so hard making this a wonderful show. Several of our stagehands were killed, so the least you can do is watch, please.
Greetings, Toads. I'm Judy Tenuta with a message that will change your lives. But first, I must summon my love slave. Join us.
20th Century Fox presents a new film by Rob Reiner, The Princess Bride.
I fear I'll never see you again.
Of course you will.
But how can you be sure?
This is true love. You think this happens every day?
Hold it, hold it. Is this a kissing book?
Wait, just wait. The Princess Bride, a comic tale of true love and high adventure. Rated PG.
Starts tomorrow at the Southern Hills Mall. Hundreds of beautiful home furnishings are sale priced right now at Hatch Furniture for the National Furniture Sale. Come browse the tasteful displays throughout Hatch Furniture, and during the special sale, a portion of every purchase will go to the March of Dimes. During the National Furniture Sale, choose beautiful accent tables in 6 styles for only $99 each. This is a good time to save on furniture and a great time to save at your home's best friend. Hatch Furniture, downtown Sioux City next to Yonkers and downtown Yankton.
For gridiron excitement, nothing beats Iowa Lottery's new instant game, First and 10. So much fun, it's like being there.
With 10 yards to go and time running out, the quarterback looks to pass. No, wait a minute, she's going to run. 2 yards, 5 yards, 8 yards, jumping. She has the back. She did it. She won the game.
Play First and 10 for millions of prizes. Match the number on the stub and win again. Details at your Iowa Lottery retailer.
Dave Nixon, weeknights on News Center 4.
We are back talking to John Larroquette. Last time you were here, you and your wife were expecting a baby the last time you were here. I assume that has now taken place.
It has indeed.
Father
6 months
for
ago.
The third time?
Third time.
Hey, congratulations.
It's wonderful. Yes.
An Emmy for each child.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, I said when I accepted the award that Elizabeth and I were going to get home and start working on next year, right after the show. It was a wonderful experience. You know, it's really strange though. But our first 2 children, my daughter was born in a log cabin in Topanga Canyon. My son, Jonathan, who's now 10, was born above Schwab's Pharmacy on Sunset Boulevard. But it's a whole different story. And with Benjamin, we decided for the first time we'd use the facilities of modern medicine.
In the first time, this child was not born in a hospital?
No, at home. At home. As a matter of fact, Elizabeth was alone for most of it. Everything went fine. But with the age, et cetera, and the things that can happen, we decided use a hospital. And I was very surprised by the machinations that people go through in hospitals during birth. I mean, they sort of treat it like an illness, which is kind of weird to me. I mean, these machines everywhere, machines that I don't know what they do, you know, that they're strapping onto Elizabeth. And me. I mean, they put them on everybody, and the security is very strange, very, very strange.
Yeah. Would you rather been in the log? Did you say a log cabin?
Well, it was a wood frame house in Topanga Canyon. I like to say log cabin because it sounds
like Abraham Lincoln sitting up there.
Yeah, we had to send away for supplies and hot towels.
Probably hunted your own food, I suppose, up there most of the day.
Yes. And it wonderfully worked out well. He's fine. Everybody's fine. He's now standing up and moving around, and it's quite an experience to watch a child accept reality as well as they do.
Somebody told me you went on a fast, a 10-day.
Yes.
Fast?
Yeah, it's something I do occasionally.
Really?
Uh-huh. It's actually, it's a very old fast. It's not like nothing. You make a juice out of water, lemon, maple syrup, and cayenne pepper. And
Isn't that something you have in the morning after a hangover? It sounds familiar.
And you can have all of that you want.
I would guess so.
And what happens is, and also when you wake up in the morning when you're on the fast, you take a quart of warm water, put 2 tablespoons of sea salt in it, and drink that down real quick. Now, believe me, that doesn't stay in you long.
I mean, that's supposed to?
Yes, it's sort of like a colonic, but in a more natural way, from the top down.
I see.
And it's a detoxifying fast that after the first day or so, if you drink a lot of coffee, for instance, the first day you feel like crap, excuse me, headache, you know, the caffeine withdrawal. After the second day, you feel really high.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you do this mainly to just lose weight or to clean out your system?
No, not to clean out the system and to change your eating habits. You know, I have a tendency to get on really bad habits, you know, a quart of Haagen-Dazs in bed at 1 a.m. and I sort of fall asleep with a spoon in my mouth and it marches right down to your hips, right, and kind of just moves.
How often do you do this?
About 3 times a year.
Yeah.
And I know people that do it for 40 days at a time. And believe me, it's not, you're not bedridden. I know some friends that work out in gyms during it. It gives you a lot of energy because of the nutrients in the lemon juice and the maple syrup. Now, if you're diabetic or hypoglycemic, I think is the word, it's not good to do it because of the maple syrup kind of makes you... Whoa! Yeah.
In other words, you should check with your doctor.
Absolutely. You should always check with your doctor before you stop eating food for 10 days, I think. It's a pretty good... but you do lose weight. You lose about 2 pounds a day. And hopefully during those 10 days, you sort of change your eating habits when you get back into it to where you don't immediately go out and have a big lobster thermidor the first day because you probably wind up in the hospital.
Yeah. Well, what do you do now when you quit? How do you ace back into...
The first 2 days you do nothing but herb tea, orange juice, and raw fruit. And you really, I know it sounds weird, but you really do feel great. You feel really great. And the cayenne pepper works also because, you know, the body doesn't digest pepper, so it works sort of like a little Drano in the system. Is anybody getting sick?
No, it sounds like... You could have just easily called Roto-Rooter and take care of this whole thing. Forget all of that. That's weird. Let me take a break here. We have... that's right, I forgot. We have a little segment from an upcoming version of Night Court, do we?
Yes or no? I think it's... actually, I think maybe it's one that's been on already.
It's a sexy one.
It's a sexy one. Well, that could be with my character. Close your eyes and this is, yes, it's actually what happens in this one, I think, is I've saved Marky Post's character's life.
Right.
And she says, I'll do anything. Well, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
And this is part of me trying to get her to pay her debt to me for saving her life.
From Night Court.
If the real Dan Fielding, the one I know is lurking in there somewhere, were ever to have the courage to let down his guard and be himself, I don't know what would have happened. Dan, I had such faith in you when I was right. Now, maybe someday you'll find some in yourself.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe someday I'll come to grips with these opposing forces inside of me. But until I do, I am going to hit on you every day of my life. As long as there is blood running through these veins, or there is a vacant room anywhere in this city, you are not going to be safe in my presence. Understood?
Understood.
He is a bizarre man.
Yes, that's a bizarre character. We'll take a break, and Paulina Porizkova will join us.
Mom, send $500 to him, or there won't be a honeymoon.
To send money fast, come to Western Union. It'll get to any of our 10,000 locations, usually in 15 minutes or less. Western Union, the fastest way to send money.
Brand dog food. It's hot.
What's the longest lasting battery you can buy? I'm gonna surprise ya! New Energizer! They're not surprises! New Energizer!
Laboratory tests prove in most devices, Energizer lasts longer than any other battery.
Kelly is so very...
different. It's concentrated for rough, dry skin.
Silky smooth, Carrie, is so very...
Special. Glides on smooth and absorbs quickly. Softens my skin every day.
Original or silky smooth formula, Carrie, is so very...
They're coming to a Hardee's near you. The stars of Hardee's Cinnamon and Raisin Biscuits. And now, when you buy any 2 Rise and Shine biscuits or any dessert, you can get a cool California raisin for only 99 cents. There's 4 in all, a new one each week. Get your California raisins at Hardee's. Another way we're out to win you over.
Matt Furniture Spencer explodes existing prices on all premium Sealy bedding. It's Matt Furniture's Buy the Best Sealy sale with fantastic savings on firm, extra firm, and luxury firm. This includes fabulous savings on Matt Furniture's entire inventory. This sale is dynamite. Savings on our largest selection ever on finest quality home furnishings. Matt Furniture, Junction Highway 18 and 71 South, Spencer. Open Monday and Friday evenings till 9, weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 5, Sunday 1 to 5.
Okay, my next guest. My next guest is probably the world's top cover girl. She's also making her motion picture debut in the film Anna. This is her first performance or first appearance on The Tonight Show. Would you welcome, please, Paulina Porizkova. It's nice to meet you. I was accused a couple of times tonight of mispronouncing your name, which I may have done. It's Paulina.
That's okay. It's a very hard name to pronounce. Everybody has
Porizkova.
problems with it. Yeah, that was very good.
What did I say before, Peter? Porizkova.
Yeah.
Well, that's a small harbor in Italy, and I've been there. And you're startling not a small harbor in Italy. How are you?
How do you know?
It's nice to meet you.
Well, thank you. It's very nice to meet you and be here, actually.
You know, very often, ladies who photograph very well in magazines do not look that good in person. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
You're an
I
exception.
meet them every day.
You look as good in person.
Well, actually, it's a lot of thanks to a very careful makeup job I applied before I got here.
Come on.
No, I mean, seriously, you should see me in the morning.
I'd love to.
Oh.
Shame on me. That was a cheap start in keeping with our standards on this show. Now, look, somebody told me, I look at you, somebody told me you don't believe in exercise. You eat junk food, whatever you, unlike John, who takes pounds of sea salt. You eat junk food, and somebody says you smoke like a chimney.
That's right.
And look at you. Now, what other beauty tips do you have for America?
Well, actually, I believe in no beauty tips is the best way to go, because as long as you keep yourself happy, it shows.
Right.
I mean, you know, that's like when you see people that are in love or something and you go, God, you look so wonderful. What did you do, diet? They go, no, I'm in love. And, you know, when people are happy, it shows. And I'm happy smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day and eating McDonald's. I don't smoke that much. I'm exaggerating for the effect.
And you like the junk foods or whatever?
Yeah, exactly. And that keeps me happy, so I look okay.
Are you saying McDonald's now is junk food?
Sorry.
No, I'm just... There's some nutrition, isn't there, in McDonald's?
There's beef, right?
Sure, beef.
Where's the beef? Well,
Yeah.
there's a little amount of it, yeah.
Yeah. Well, are you in love?
Yes.
Ah, you see? You're right in what you say, though. People who are in love, or they say a lady, as soon as she becomes pregnant, all of a sudden takes on a certain glow or atmosphere. Anyway, you don't talk much about your boyfriend. I've seen some interviews you do, and you just don't really talk much about it, and it's really none of our business.
Right.
Do you like... No, I'm a private person, so I understand. You like to have a certain amount of private life. You don't get much anymore, I suppose.
Well, I actually do, because I don't know if people are not really that concerned about my private life. I mean, now they know that I won't talk about it, so, you know, if they are somewhat intelligent, they just won't bug me about it, because it's just going to take a lot of time, you know, for nothing.
How about stupid people like me? No, I won't get into your personal life. You come from Czechoslovakia.
Right.
Right, and you had kind of an interesting story there, getting out of the country at a certain time?
Yeah, well, actually, I have a very complicated story about how I got out of Czechoslovakia. whole political drama.
Yeah.
I was left by my parents in '68. My mother tried to kidnap me. She was put in jail. Then we finally got expelled. You know, we were, of course, very happy about being expelled. You know, the Czechoslovakian government sort of went, okay, well, if you leave, that's it. You're never going to get back. And we said, oh, great.
So you got out?
Yeah, so we got out.
How did... I've read there's something that you said people shouldn't make so much about the modeling or looks and so forth. You just look at it as kind of a job, and yet other people think it's... And you seem to have it pretty much in perspective.
Well, I hope I do, because, you know, as work, it's certainly not extremely creative. I mean, it's a good job. You earn money and you go places if you want to. But
what is the top? Now, I'm not asking exactly what you get. But if I wanted to hire you for the day to photograph you...
It would be more.
It would be more? Oh, what would it cost? I mean, give me an idea what the top gal makes. For a day's shooting.
I don't know.
Oh, come on now.
I really don't know.
Well, aren't you... You do get paid, don't you?
Yes, I do.
I hear some girls get $100 an hour, I hear.
Well, when you work for editorial covers,
right,
which is what I mostly do, you actually do get about $100 a day, which, you know, is good for some people, but it's not as amazing as most people seem to think.
Yeah.
So it's really, you know, I'm not a millionaire yet, let's put it that way. I'm far from it.
Well, I read something about you. You said you, as far as men were concerned, you like men who are shy, but don't have too much money. Is that right? Or am I quoting something out of context? Or with a lot of money?
Well, let's put it this way. If I do happen to meet a man, or actually I already did meet a man, so I'm talking about, you know, if, which is not there, but money is really not a primary concern of mine. I mean, if I meet a guy that doesn't have money, they're usually easier to get in touch with than people that do have money, because they usually have a little tendency to, like, well, I can buy you this. Don't you just love to go out with me?
Yeah.
And you go, well, you know, Ferraris is not all the world is about.
That's right.
Yeah.
Money is not everything. That's right. Now, how about... And this was your first movie?
Yeah, this was my first movie.
Did you find acting comfortable?
Well, actually, in retrospect, I like it a lot. When I was doing it and you hang around for hours and hours, it's not as long in TV, I heard, right?
All depends what kind of show you're doing, but usually not, no.
Yeah, right. Well, you know, you sit there for like 10 hours and do nothing, waiting for the one scene before you can go home. It's not extremely funny, or, you know, it sort of gets boring. But the actual standing in front of the camera and getting to do something more than just, you know, flat pictures. I mean, as a model, you know, it's sort of one-dimensional, you know, you're flat, you're a pancake. And in movies, you actually get to talk and move and do something, and it's a big relief coming off from modeling.
What do you see ahead now when your modeling days are over? I suppose it's like a baseball player or something. You have a limited time.
Yeah.
Where you're in demand.
Well, thanks to some ladies that have paved out the road before, the models can get older and older now. I mean, you know, there are people that are past 30, they're still doing it very successfully. So the time limit is not really bothering me very much. I'm 22 now, and I'd like to get out of it as soon as I can, because I've been in it long enough.
At 22, you've been at...
Well, I started when I was 15. I mean, that's 7 years, you know. So, my future looks bright for the time being, I guess, maybe because I'm 22. But, yeah.
Well, you're a very lovely young lady.
Thank you.
You seem to have a good handle on this.
I hope so.
And I'd like to see you in the morning. And we'll be right back. No, I didn't.
My big brother only likes old-fashioned chicken.
Hey.
But Tyson Chicken Quick is today's old-fashioned chicken.
Try our neat new breast tenders, cutlets, and buttermilk chunks.
Wow.
Tyson Chicken Quick, today's old-fashioned chicken.
An unwilling witness.
I never saw anybody killed before.
I've never been a detective before. Undeniable attraction.
You get off this case or you don't come home.
Unforeseen danger.
I know you have a wife. I'm not asking for anything, but I'm scared.
A classic thriller with a twist of romance. Someone to Watch Over Me, rated R. Someone to Watch Over Me starts Friday at select theaters.
Batteries can lose some life waiting to be bought. But only new Duracell packs have a freshness date that guarantees they'll live a long life, not a short one. Freshness dating from Duracell.
You know, sometimes saving $1 here and there just doesn't seem very important. In fact, in this day and age, it's difficult to know just how to save money at all. So begin paying yourself bit by bit out of every paycheck. It may seem insignificant in the beginning, but in time you'll be surprised how much you can accumulate. Start saving at First Federal. You'll be amazed how fast your money adds up.
First Federal, committed to you.
Iowa Office Supply, Siouxland's only full-line authorized sharp copier dealer.
Okay, my next guest, Kenny G, is with us tonight. Kenny's music has been described as the perfect mix of jazz and rhythm and blues. He's going to be appearing at the Universal Amphitheater on November the 6th and 7th, and following that with a national tour. Would you welcome, please, Kenny G. Kenny.
Sitting here, just staring at your picture, waiting for your call. So unclear, I'm hanging on a notion we could have it all. Time and time again you tell me to be patient, but we can let love slip away. Try to hide the darkness, I fall asleep alone. Give me a sign, man, it's a booster baseline, standing on its own. Oh, you're near me, I can't help but see forever. Come and rescue me tonight.
Thank you, Kenny. Kenny G. Thanks, Ken. We'll be back in a moment.
If you bought a new car from Ford Motor Company in 1981, good. Because surveys show, on average, our 81s have had fewer reported problems all through the years than the 81s you could have bought from any other U.S. car maker. That's also true of our 82s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, and 87s. With quality like that, whose 87s would you rather be driving in 1994? At Ford, quality is job one.
Got Western taste, so does Burger King. The new Bullseye Barbecue Burger. 2 smoking, flame-broiled patties on a long Western bun with sizzling bacon, melted cheese, and a zesty shot of barbecue sauce. Got Western taste. New Bullseye Barbecue Burger could be just your shot. But hurry, this offer will be hitting the trail real soon. Burger King, the best food for fast times.
Hey, come here. Closer. Now put your nose right on this towel. Sniff. Smell anything? No, nothing? Then you're getting the picture. It's new unscented liquid Tide. It's 100% perfume-free. And what's so nice about that is, since there's no perfume here, there's nothing to smell here. Except clean. New unscented liquid Tide. All you smell is clean.
With the report for your health, here's News Center 4's Dave Smetter.
If you're a woman over 35 years of age, you should be concerned about breast cancer. It's the second leading cancer killer among women in this country. Doctors say early detection can save your life. Such things as a mammogram, self-breast exam, and regular exams by your doctor will all increase your chance of beating breast cancer.
Complete for your health reports are a regular feature of News Center 4. Watch tomorrow night at 6.
I wish I'd have known that. Because that's my hobby. My God.
I love doing it.
I've just found that out. You're an astronomy buff.
Well,
you like to go out and look at the stars, right?
Yes, well, I'm not an astronomy buff, but I definitely like to take the telescope and instead of turning it towards the neighbor's windows, turning it up to the sky and see what's happening there.
You can use it for that, too?
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, John, thanks. Good to have you here.
You're welcome,
tomorrow night, Patrick Swayze is here. Comedian A. Whitney Brown and Alexandra Paul. My apologies to Jan Karam. She will be with us soon. Good night.
Next on Late Night with David Letterman, David welcomes comedians Fred Willard and Jake Johansson. Then start your day with NBC News at sunrise. And tomorrow morning, wake up with Today.
What kind of wild games do the stars play in their living rooms?
Shooting? Pass it. We're passing on the ball gun. Ball gun?
Join Vicki Lawrence and the best draws in town for a new fast and funny game show. Win, lose, or draw, weekdays.
Now at Uncle John, A&M Records presents Susan Vega's Solitude Standing with the hit single, Luca. And from Bryan Adams, Into the Fire, featuring his hit single, Heat of the Night.
Uncle John, compact discs, LPs, and cassette tapes.
Do you know what it's like to live with a deep, dark secret, something from your past that you think about just about every day and don't want anyone to know about it? On the next Oprah Winfrey Show, meet people who made a mistake or did something they regret, and now they have the courage to talk about it, to let it go, to forgive themselves, and go on living their lives. How do you lift the burden of guilt and shame off of your shoulders on the next Oprah Winfrey Show?
Friday at 4 on KTIV Channel 4.
Make a date with death on Friday the 13th.
God works in mysterious ways, his wonders to perform.
A poison pen in evil hands predicts the time, the place, and the method. And only those who know its power
Dad, can you hear me?
stop its reign of terror before it's too late. Friday the 13th, the series.
Saturday at midnight on KTIV Channel 4. Dave Spencer, News Center 4 at noon.